I'm Brooke.
And I'm Hope.
And this is the Bookish and Bubbly Podcast.
Woo!
Started. And then get comfy. Yeah, I gotta sit forward. I think I feel like I have to be super comfortable at all times. All right.
And the bass keeps running.
Yeah. The bass keeps running. I feel like we're gonna eventually get this, you know?
Gotta get it.
Never gonna get it. All right. Okay.
All right.
Hello, everybody. It's Brooke.
And it's Hope.
I do think I blew out the speakers on hey, everybody.
You did?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's Brooke.
And it's Hope.
Welcome back. How you been?
I'm great.
You're getting ready. You're gearing up for the big trip.
I'm off work now for 12 days, and I have never felt more alive than I do in this moment.
I'm so happy for you.
Typically, when we get together for the podcast recordings, I'm dragging because it's after work and it's past my bedtime at 8:00, and Brooke's "What? Nuts.
Freedom!"
And tonight I am Brooke.
And I'm Hope. But not really. You're not usually super
I try.
out of it or anything.
No.
I'm out of it today for sure.
Yeah.
Also, this is going to air, I think, on the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Right now, it's not the 4th. It's a month before. But you're about to go on your trip, which we will have heard about already. Taylor Swift, and then also your vacation.
My God. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday.
Have you seen the movie?
I salute you. What?
Have you seen the movie, what's it called, with Melissa McCarthy?
Tammy?
It's yes, Tammy. That is one of my favorite movies. And when her grandma's I'd like to say happy birthday to America.
No.
Oh.
I think we watched that together in the theater.
Did we?
I think so, because we liked The Heat so much, and then I think that came out after The Heat.
I think I like Tammy better than The Heat.
Really? Okay. I thought I'll have to watch it again. She's hilarious. Forget Melissa McCarthy.
Any of her movies are just funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Amazing. I remember when The Heat came out, and I just literally thought it was stand by that. It was the funniest movie I've ever heard.
Yeah, I still think that.
It's so funny. I love The Heat.
Yeah. I think I've watched it probably 8,000 times, and I'm good with it.
Yeah. Sandy Bullock is also amazing. Sandra.
Sandy Bullock.
That's as weird as possible. We like
what
Sandy.
What is her name?
Sandra Bullock.
Bullock.
I don't really know Bullock. I just say it really quick so that people know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, we all knew. It's
yeah.
okay.
She's awesome too. She's an icon. I am just an icon living. I'm not going to keep that in.
Can you go for it?
Do you know that song?
No, but I want to hear more.
I think it's Jaden Smith.
Go for it a little bit.
That's all I know of the entire song.
You got another rap for us?
I do if you tell me a song.
Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
Super Bass?
Super Bass.
Do you think that's what the song is called?
No, I just said it really quick. You said Sandy Bullock.
This one is for the boys with the boom system, top down AC with the coolest system. When they come up in the club, you be blazing up. Got sex out there, he's saving up. And he will, him up, got a bill. I don't really know the words. I'm just saying sounds. Hey, Papa said he got a right kind of build. Hey, call, hey, dog, hey, my song, never fly coach. That's the kind of dude I was looking for.
Nikki, call Brooke because she will go on tour with you.
Yeah, I'll be one of your background rappers. I'll be a rapist with you. Don't spell that out. So, okay, this past weekend, it was Mitchell and I's anniversary.
Yes.
We had the time of our lives.
What'd you do?
Okay, so first, his parents took the babies for
Oh.
like an afternoon and overnight. So we had like a kid-free, like,
A wild night out.
it was actually like a day because we went back and got them the next afternoon. So it was like a full day. And we never do anything, like really ever. So we went on a date, which was exciting.
And you didn't send me pictures. I said.
It was literally a restaurant.
Brooke.
It was a restaurant.
It's fine.
I know. You told me to send you pictures. We didn't take any. I do have video evidence, though, of when then we got home. We were like so tired. And we were like, honestly, if we sit down, we're going to go to bed. So we can't do that because we got to stay up. I was like, we got to stay up late. And he was like, let's do it. So literally we go to Kroger and we both get an energy drink.
Oh, boy.
We got the small Red Bulls, and I don't like Red Bull, but they have the other flavors. Mine was like, I think some berry. I think it was June berry. And they're smaller than the other cans, and they're only 120 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
Instead of maybe a full 200. I don't really know what the regular ones are. So it was less than normal because we were like, we don't want to get that crazy. So we got that. I got a bottle of Bay Bridge Moscato.
Oh.
10
get
out of 10.
fancy for us.
Don't recommend. Well, because I was like, I'm just going to get a quick bottle of Moscato. And I was like reaching for the Barefoot because, you know, a classic, tried and true. But then out of the corner of my eye, Bay Bridge just popped right up. $4.49 for that bottle. And I was like, ooh, hell yeah. And so I grabbed that, and I should have sprung for the $6 bottle. I should have splurged for the $6 bottle of wine. It was horrible. We poured it out. Like, it was so bad. I can't even tell you. Do not get that. I think that's a strictly cooking wine.
I think so.
I mean, would you ever use Moscato ever in a dish? No. I've used that brand for, like, other random dishes that I've made. Like their Pinot or whatever. Pinot Grigio.
I think the moral of the story here is if the wine is $4, don't get it.
I think so. We got that, and then Mitchell wanted to get mango margaritas because he's a big margarita guy and he's a big mango guy. And those were delicious. Anyways, we got back. We had chugged our energy drinks. We're like, we're doing it. And then I was like, I saw this game. I kept seeing it on TikTok, and it's the one where you sit with your back to like the TV.
Yeah.
And then somebody else picks songs on YouTube like for karaoke.
Yes.
And then you have to like guess the song.
I can picture this going on.
Yeah. Based on what you're hearing, but there's no words obviously, so you're singing them.
Yeah.
Highlight of my life. Forget the kids, forget the marriage that night. Not really. But it was so fun. And we were just
awesome.
Having a great time. I do have videos of that, so I can show you those.
I want to see them, yeah.
Okay. Mitchell was secretly recording me while I was doing some of my songs.
Honestly, let's put them up on YouTube. Let's put them up on Instagram.
I don't know why I started talking about that.
I don't know, but I liked it.
The karaoke thing.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah.
Super bass.
I said it really quick.
I know. I'm sorry. We know you. Yeah. It's super bass.
Yeah.
We know.
I know.
We know that you know. I'm sorry.
It's fine. The last time I had energy drinks was when we did our school project.
That's the last time?
Yeah, because I am traumatized by that night.
Yeah, that was bad.
Basically, we were in middle school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were in middle school.
It was for like a science fair, right?
Yeah, and we did like some sort of like try all the different types.
That was toothpaste.
No.
I thought ours was just how long will this keep me awake?
No, because I remember trying like Rockstar and Monster.
I only remember Rockstar and Mountain Dew being there.
I remember because I was like, ew, Monster is disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know why they would have ever thought that a taste test would be a good science fair project.
I don't know, but I hated it.
Not that my thing was either. I thought it was like we hypothesized how long we could stay up if we had drink a Rockstar versus how long we could stay up drinking Mountain Dew. I thought that was the project.
Here's the thing though. We severely underestimated your ability to stay up literally all night.
Without any aid.
And then we severely overestimated my ability to stay up late at all.
correct.
Because I hate that.
You do.
I love
I don't know
going to
why
bed.
we picked that. I probably
know.
picked that.
You probably
I'm
like,
sure
this is what we're doing. I was like, okay.
Steamrolled right over you.
Okay.
So sorry. We had that project, and Rockstar is disgusting.
They're
Why did
all
we pick
gross.
Rockstar?
I think they're all
the
gross.
white monsters are amazing. You would like those.
Ugh.
It's just like a pop, but it's it makes you energized. White Monster is very good.
I don't know.
I'm going to bring it sometime because I need energy whenever I come over here.
Yeah.
I usually have a coffee on the way, so I'm going to get a White Monster and I'll let you have a sip of it. I think you'll like it.
I'll try it.
Okay. I think it's more of like a citrusy flavor.
Okay.
It does not taste like those other ones. They're so disgusting.
Ugh.
Do you remember they used to have the Monster Christmas party at the youth group?
Yes.
I went once. Did you ever go?
No, because I hate youth groups.
Also, that youth group was rough.
Yeah.
If we're all going to be honest.
I've never, I've always been, terrified of youth groups. And it's, the joke of the family, my dad was a youth pastor, but, I was never there. And nobody ever knew me. And I always complain, I didn't have any friends at the church. And they'll all be like,
Maybe
yeah, that's because you didn't come.
Why didn't you go to youth group?
I don't know. I didn't like it.
That's okay.
I don't know.
It's not for everybody.
I'll go to big girl church with my parents and sit there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go and play remember the Bubble Breaker game on the Palm Pilots? I would play that on my dad's Palm
I didn't
Pilot.
know anyone who ever had a Palm Pilot.
Well, my dad was cool.
Apparently.
Yeah, but I really, I remember you guys talking about, oh, we're going to go to the youth group. And I was like, oh, have fun.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go.
I didn't go very often, but for, the Monster Christmas party, I was there. And I was like, who thought of this? Literally, they would supply middle schoolers with, I think you could have 2 monsters each. 2.
If you were a parent, would you not be pissed off at that?
Well, all the parents knew what they signed up for, knowing it's a Monster Christmas party.
Gotcha.
So that's on all the parents. And it went really late, and then you would go home. But
do you remember, did they do lock-ins?
I've never been to a lock-in.
Talk about my worst fear, okay?
Seriously?
First
that would
off,
be so fun.
No.
You're telling me you wouldn't have wanted to do one at our middle school?
I probably would have there, but first off, youth group.
Well, you already didn't go. So
I know, but if I went to the
terrifying.
youth group and then they're like, hey, come here, we're going to lock you guys in this room. You're going to stay up all night and not sleep.
Yeah.
Kill me freaking now. I don't want to do that.
Your worst nightmare, for real. No, that's true. I think even if we would have tried to do that at just at our middle school, I think you would have hated that too. I think you would have been like, this is fun, and then you would just be miserable the rest of the time trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
You need your sleep.
Do you remember the zoo field trip where we stayed the night? Were you there?
Yes.
Hated it.
I loved that. That was my favorite thing ever.
I liked going around to the zoo, but I remember first off when it was time to go to sleep, they pulled out cots, little rubber mats, I feel like.
Okay, I was going to say I did not get a cot.
No, but little rubber mats on the floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they serious? Where's the hotel? They're already charging us $10 to park, $83 to get in the zoo every time. Mm-hmm. So where are the beds?
Truly.
Privately.
But
me alone.
Truly, that was my favorite field trip we ever went on.
No way. Because we're all in a room, and I remember they had a line down the middle of the room, and girls were on one side, boys were on the other, and we're all just looking at each other.
Freaking 3rd grade.
Also, I sleep with my mouth wide open. I don't want to do that in front of all the boys in our middle school.
It was in 3rd grade.
Well, 3rd grade. Same difference. They all were still there. Same boys.
I thought that was the best trip ever. I thought it was so cool.
No way.
Why did you go?
I didn't know it was an option. I thought didn't everybody go? I think my mom came too.
You could easily just not go. It's a field trip you had to pay for, so you could say, no, I'm not going. And it was off of school hours because it was overnight at the zoo, and we got to see the nocturnal animals and stay up late, and they brought a chinchilla in the room, and I was so excited, and I was obsessed with chinchillas after that, and I was like, Mom, please, can I get a chinchilla? And I never got one.
Wow.
And looking back, I would not have wanted actually to have a chinchilla, but the idea.
You guys weren't really a pet family.
That would be
definitely
correct.
not a chinchilla.
I don't think so.
We can try and get you one now, though.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll talk to Mitch about it.
I get it now. I get it, Mom. I get it.
Nora would be like, hi.
She would. She'd love it. We want to get a dog eventually. Not now because
what?
I want a dog. Your dogs
do?
sucked.
Don't talk about my dogs.
Bridget and Reagan, I hope you're hearing this. I did not like you.
Do you know they're still alive? And they're
they're still kicking? No way.
I swear.
Are you joking?
So the
no way.
the son of the lady who took them.
Yeah.
Because she had like their brothers from another litter.
From another mother.
Yeah. So she has one. It's 19 years old, I think, and it's still kicking.
Jeez.
And it's his name is Peanut. It's their brother. And then so Bridget and Reagan, we sent them to live with her when, all that. And her son texted me not long ago and he was like, do you want to see the dogs? And I was like, what dogs are you talking about? And he was like, Little and Log. And I was like, what? And he goes, I renamed your dogs. And I was so pissed off. I was like, why did you rename my dogs? But, okay. So I had 2 dogs. It was Reagan and Bridget. And they really did bark a lot. A lot.
Truly?
And I feel like they didn't like you because you didn't like them. So like
Hated them.
Yeah.
I was
And it always used to make me
terrified.
so mad when you would be like, I hate your dogs. I would get so hurt by that. It's fine.
Which I think is funny because I didn't think any of you actually liked the dogs. Like actually.
No, I did.
Did you ever like cuddle with them?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want to see a picture of them?
Sure.
Okay, so look at Reagan. She's got like the whitest face.
Yeah. Jeez.
She's 17. That's like 180 in dog years. And then Bridget was like really fat. Okay, so Reagan is little, obviously.
Yeah. Is that the one that would jump the fence?
Yes, all the time.
Mm-hmm. Also, these are little wiener dogs, right?
Yeah.
Chiweenies?
Yeah, Chiweenies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Bridget was like really fat. Like I feel like she resembled like a loaf of bread.
She did.
Almost.
Easily.
Like yeah.
Is that Log then? Little and Log? Okay,
but they put her on like a diet. Look how thin she was.
Oh, I am shocked. Guys, I'm actually shocked right now.
You know how like do you think she looked better fat though?
Yeah, I wish she was fat.
I know. I feel like
she probably wouldn't be still alive though.
She's got a bunch of loose skin.
Gonna be honest. She's got loose
rough.
Rough.
Yeah, but they're still alive and they're like 17 years old, I think.
That's insane.
Yeah, because I was really young when we got them.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was terrified of them.
Still kicking.
Well, remember I had dogs. One dog and then another dog. Jasmine. Rip Jasmine. She literally died the week of my wedding. She died on a Monday and then Saturday we got married. It was really, really sad. It was so sad.
And then you got, wasn't something about like Superman?
Bane.
Yeah.
And then my parents ended up giving him to Sydney.
Honestly, that dog's living its best life.
That dog is living the best life possible.
Do they have another dog now?
I think they have like 3 dogs.
Your parents?
Oh, no. Sorry, Sydney. I thought you were talking about Sydney.
Oh.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But anyways, we would really like to get a dog at some point. We were going to get a Bernese Mountain Dog, right before I found out I was pregnant with the twins. That same week, we were calling the people or whatever. And thank God I didn't call because if I had gotten a Bernese Mountain Dog and then I had twins.
Can we talk about when you found out you were having twins?
Oh, yeah.
Because I will never forget that.
Okay, so found out I was pregnant, super exciting. Went in for the first appointment, like 8-week appointment or whatever. Yeah. Super excited, except I had been throwing up like so much. I was so sick that entire pregnancy.
Yeah.
But super sick, and I had just been, Mitchell was there as well. I had been telling the doctor, like, oh my gosh, I'd just been so sick. Like, I don't know what to do. I like can't eat anything, but also like if I don't eat anything, then I'll get even more sick. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And she was like, okay, well, yeah, like there's some things we could try. Or like, what did she say? Keep stuff, like, it was like more of like hacks, like keep some saltines by your bedside and eat them. And I was like,
okay, when you're nauseous, do you really want to eat a salty, nasty
I ate a
cracker?
lot of saltines though during the pregnancy.
Really?
I did. I mean, but I'm saying there's a time and a place for that advice. And I was like, no, I don't think you get, like, I'm so sick. I'm sick every day.
Yeah, you were
times
really
a day.
sick.
Yeah. And anyways, I didn't feel like she was blowing me off, but it was more like, well, let's try some other things before we like do anything with like medication.
Give me the meds.
And normally I would be there, but I was like, guys, I'm so miserable. Anyways, puts the ultrasound, I was going to say on my belly. It was an internal. Not a fan. I was unaware that was a thing. And internal ultrasound. And she goes, that's why you've been so sick. And I look over, and there are 2 people in me. A third if you count the doctor. I scream at the top of my lungs multiple times. I look over at Mitchell, and we have masks on still. This is like 2020?
Yeah.
No, 2021. It was 2021, but
Yeah.
you still have to have masks on in there. And I look at Mitchell. His eyes are so wide, and he is frozen. He is absolutely frozen. And I was like, oh my God, what? I was literally just so panicked. I can't even tell you. Anyways, during that whole thing, I could not tell you one word that she said. The next appointment we went to, I was like, you got to repeat, doc, got to repeat everything you said. I didn't hear a word. I was completely stunned. We go out to the front, and I'm telling the front desk lady, I'm like, I don't know where any of my stuff is. I'm sorry. I'm so flustered. We're having twins, and I don't know what to do. And the woman goes, yeah, I heard. So, yes, apparently I had screamed so loud and so severely that everyone thought there was a really bad emergency. I was maybe dying. They were rushing to get me, and they were like, oh, she's just surprised. So that's what happened.
My coworkers still talk about when you guys called me.
I called
because you never you would never call during
absolutely
work.
Not. So you were probably like, oh,
so
no.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
So and I remember there was no doctor at work, and so I was like, guys, I'm going to the back. I got to answer this.
Yes, it was a FaceTime, right?
Yeah. So you FaceTime me, and I go to the back, and you. I'll never forget your guys' face. Like Mitch, you could tell was like contemplating his whole life, like trying to think of everything. And I remember him saying something about like the house. Oh, the house. And I was like, what is wrong? And you're like,
did I hold up the thing?
Yeah, you held up.
Look.
And do you remember what you said?
No, what did I say?
It's effing twins. And I was like, oh my gosh. And all my coworkers came running back because they thought something was wrong. Yeah. And then it was
rightfully so. Something was wrong.
No. I was so excited.
There was 2 in there.
I know you guys were panicking, but I was like, hell yes.
I was very, very excited.
We're having 2 babies.
Honestly, telling people the twins were coming was way more exciting than telling everybody we were pregnant.
Yeah.
So much more exciting.
Remember your mom?
Is that poop? We showed my mom and the ultrasound. I mean, it's an ultrasound. They all look like blobs in there.
Yeah.
And she goes, I was like, I just showed it to her and I didn't say anything else. And she's just looking at it and she goes, oh, the little baby. What is that? Is that poop? And then she goes, is that another baby? And yeah. And then we all were like, literally, what? What? It's so freaking
even like
crazy.
Throughout your whole pregnancy, you were like, what?
Yes, the entire pregnancy, I was shocked. I was still in shock the whole time until I popped those 2 out. Just truly, I was still surprised. And I'm still, to this day, they're 18 months old now. I am surprised.
I think it's so crazy to like think back on all the times we talked about like, oh, when we have kids, like that was never anything any of us said. Like, what if we have twins?
No. And then they asked me in there, do you have twins in your family? I was like, no, I don't even know any twins, which is the dumbest thing. I know plenty of twins, and we have multiple sets in our families. And on Mitchell's side, too. Like, there's twins everywhere. So I don't know why I was like, I literally couldn't even name one set of twins. Mary Kate and Ashley. But I'm definitely not related. We've I'm related to 4 or 5 sets of twins.
No
just on
way.
On my side, I think there's 3. And then on Mitchell's side, they've got 4 or 5.
Oh, wow.
And then also I know people that are twins as well. Yeah. So what?
You're like, what's twins?
What is that? Yeah. That was freaking crazy, man. That was so freaking
amazing.
Crazy. Woo! Yeah.
Good times.
26 minutes in, baby.
Crushed it. Okay, should we maybe talk about the book?
Let's talk about the book.
Okay. So, this week's book is Beach Read by Emily Henry.
Woo, woo. We're doing a lot of Emily Henry this summer because
she's like a summer author.
She's the queen of a nice summer read.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Which I have some things to say.
Okay, should I read like the summary real quick for those
Probably
who
important.
might not have read it but want to hang out with us?
Yes.
Okay. A little backstory. Augustus Everett is an acclaimed author of literary fiction. January Andrews writes best-selling romance. When she pens a happily ever after, he kills off his entire cast. They're polar opposites. In fact, the only thing they have in common is that for the next 3 months, they're living in neighboring beach houses, broke and bogged down with writer's block. Then, one hazy evening, one thing leads to another, and they strike a deal designed to force them out of their creative ruts. Augustus will spend the summer writing something funny, and January will pen the next great American novel. She'll take him on field trips worthy of any rom-com montage, and he'll take her to interview surviving members of a backwoods death cult, obviously. Everyone will finish a book, and no one will fall in love. Really?
Very good.
Thank you.
What did you rate this book?
I looked last night on Goodreads and I never rated it.
Really?
But
well, so it wasn't a straight 5 when you first read it, at least.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a solid 4 out of 5.
I did the same thing. So originally I did 5 out of 5.
Because we always do.
Always. And then today, Liv, here's your shout out of the episode. She was asking me about it, and I was like, it was good. She was like, oh, as good as Happy Place? And I was like, no. She was like, what'd you rate it? I said 5.
Yes.
So I don't really feel like we should necessarily compare every book, but also at the same time, you do have to compare some things, because obviously a 1 compared to a 5 is worse. So, like, yeah, I don't think this is a worse book, quote unquote. I just didn't like it quite as much as a lot of 5s. And I did, and I was like, you know what, that's a good point. I'm going to do a 4. Still an amazing read. Mm-hmm. I think I would love to read this book again, like for real, but just didn't like blow my pants off. Is that a saying?
I don't know, but I want to make it
blow my skirt up? That's a saying. It really didn't blow my skirt up. Is that a saying?
Really didn't blow my romper off that I'm wearing right now.
I have become a jumper girl.
You have.
Okay, not jumper, jumpsuit. But we're going to call them jumpers because it's a callback to the middle school trauma episode. So I am now a jumper girl.
You go, girl.
I'm a fan. Yeah. Other than when I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, because then you're just
literally
naked on the toilet.
Yeah. But I've been wearing shirts underneath, which reminds me very much of like early 2000s when we were all layering stuff. But this is how everyone's wearing them. Yeah. And this is the new mom look that I've seen, and I'm a fan.
You're thriving.
I'm thriving, and I got my knockoff Nike Dunks, $22 at Walmart, baby.
Love it. Yeah. So
sorry. Anyways, back to the book.
I also at first I was like, oh, okay. So actually, let me rewind here.
Okay.
I read Beach Read earlier in the year,
and
I was like, oh, I loved it. 5 out of 5, because I don't like to hurt anyone's feelings, so I'm like 5 out of 5, of course. But then after reading Happy Place, when I went back, I was like, oh, this was not as amazing as Happy Place.
For sure.
Still a great book. Yeah. The one thing I love about Emily Henry is I think she thrives on like summer books. Yeah. For sure. And her books are so cozy and like make you feel like you're on vacation and like sandy toes and like sun-kissed, like you just get all those warm, fuzzy feelings of them. For sure. And so this book, it's fantastic. I just liked Happy Place more, so I feel bad rating it like that, but I'm glad we were both on the same page.
Well, I feel like Happy Place was way more deep than this book. This book was very deep. There's a ton of layers to it. I just thought Happy Place was like next level. It was one of the best books I've ever read, for sure. So I don't know. I just think you can't really even touch Happy Place. I just thought it was super, super good. So
maybe this one wasn't as like emotional, maybe.
Yeah, not as emotional. There were some emotional parts for sure, though.
Yeah. Let's talk about the characters. Should we do that?
Yes.
Okay, so we have January, which is kind of a weird name.
It is, but it's because of the song June in January, which I am going to make a playlist for this because in this book, there were tons of songs referenced.
There really were.
I think there were 13 songs referenced. So I've already got 13 songs on our playlist for this book. So yeah. I don't know if anyone even cares, but I enjoy making them a lot.
I like them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So January. I liked her character. I felt like she had a lot going on.
for sure. I didn't love her.
Oh, really?
I didn't. But I
Why?
also totally... Okay. The book in general, loved.
Yeah.
I just kept getting frustrated with her, but I understand it's to move the plot along. I just felt like she always was like getting at Gus about something that was not... He wasn't trying to be intentionally mean about anything.
Oh.
And I felt like she kept getting super offended about everything.
Okay.
And like she clearly has a chip on her shoulder, which is... I understand because she's a women's lit author or women's fiction.
Yeah.
That was brought up in the book. Also, spoilers ahead. Forgot to say that. She was like big on like women's fiction, which being like its own little thing because you can't just call it fiction because then no one would buy it or because it's about a woman or whatever. Which I never thought of that until I read that and I was like, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Why? Like that's crazy to me. That's even a category is women's fiction, but regular fiction is about whoever.
Yeah.
That's insane. I feel like she definitely has a chip on her shoulder about that.
For sure.
And like obviously she already kind of has like this past with Gus because she thought they were like rivals and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He was not in that same like war with her, but she felt that because anyways, I just felt like she was always trying to like get a one up on him. All the while there was a great relationship building there. But I felt like I was like, okay, girl, like
I guess I
take a
didn't
chill
think
pill
about
a
that.
little bit.
Yeah.
But also I understand, and so she's also going through a really hard time right now. So probably her worst like insecurities are coming out, and her
She's
worst
like her worst version of herself.
the worst version of herself for sure. But like still, I did still like her. There was some of those things that got annoying. But again, it's to further the plot and further the story.
Yeah.
So those were just some things I was annoyed about. But but I still like her.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
No, that was good.
Okay, sorry. I'm like, I hate her, but I like her.
No, I totally get what you're saying. Once you said it, I was like, yeah, you're right. Because my thing I wanted to say about Gus was like how much I loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he got a bad rap about a lot of things, even from like his aunt. So, like everyone was constantly like, oh, well, August is like this, August like this. But I felt like he was the like purest person.
Yeah.
Like he was never mean. He never was doing anything like sneaky. Like even though he like kind of maybe came off that way a little bit, like his person was like a really beautiful person.
I would agree fully with you there. Yeah, I did
Boom.
like him a lot. Well, yeah, and he comes across like he's very sarcastic and stuff, but she was right back at him. And I also think Pete was that way as well, his aunt.
Yeah.
They were all very like sarcastic towards each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you think maybe he could be like a dick, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's definitely not. Yeah. I do have a question.
Yes.
Why is this book called Beach Read?
Well, okay, so I think a lot of times like correct me if you think I'm wrong, tell me, but I feel like a lot of times her books are more like
January
beach
or
read.
Emily
Henry.
Emily Henry.
I feel like a lot of times her books, like it's like beach read, book lovers, people we meet on vacation.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I don't necessarily think that it really ties into the story quite as much.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel like she named that, take this book to the beach and read it with you. Like for the vibes that she wanted to put off.
I see.
I'm assuming that's going to be how I feel about people we meet on vacation. Because those two books
they know
especially,
each other, I think, already. Those two characters in that book.
Yeah, but I feel like those two books especially, they were advertised as get these books for when you go to the beach to read.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Because they were in Michigan, which there's beaches in Michigan. They're by the beach. They go to the beach like maybe twice or 3 times. So I was kind of like confused. That makes sense if that's why it's called that.
Yeah. Do you think, I feel like all these books that we've been reading, they just are romanticizing the idea of living by the beach for me, and I just want to do it so bad.
I know.
I want to live in like a safe haven type town and just live a really simple life.
I fully agree with you there. That sounds so nice.
What are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing in central Ohio. There's like nothing here.
Literally. Once I finished the book last night, I was like, man, is my Gus at the beach waiting on me?
In his own beach house next door.
Yeah.
Sam.
Don't bring up Sam right now.
He's in Canada. Oh, yeah, truly. I just think that would be nice. But I do think wherever you are, you're going to get used to the place you're staying at. But at the same time. Like, I still enjoy, like, going out on my porch at night and, like, looking out. We have, like, a kind of a field, like, in front of us.
Yeah.
We do have a field. I don't know why it's not
kind of a field.
It's kind of a field. Yeah. But I enjoy that. And, like, when it's, like, in the middle of the summer, there's, like, fireflies. So I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
But, like, I always think, like, would I get so used to the beach if I was right by it? But I feel like I would still really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I can enjoy a field with fireflies, so I could enjoy. I could definitely enjoy beach
just
anytime.
Having sandy toes and that feeling when you're like all like sunburnt, but you're like
I don't like that feeling.
No, but like you had a lot of sun, not sunburn, but like you had a lot of sun.
Yeah, I went outside. I mean, I've been outside multiple times this summer already, but I was like out in the sun last week at the pool, and then the next day I was in the sun, and I got burnt so bad. On my head. Yeah, I've never had a
I do that all the time.
Burn.
It hurts so bad when you brush your hair.
Oh man, yeah, and now it's peeling, and I'm itchy, and
you
so
better
I've
get a
probably
hat.
got a lot of dandruff and stuff. Yes, definitely going to be wearing a hat next time for sure.
I feel like you would rock a bucket hat.
A bucket hat, you think?
Yeah,
I've never tried a bucket hat.
I feel like you could rock it.
All right, I'll try it. I kind of think they look dumb.
I
know they're a new style. They're less dumb than when I first saw them.
Old style coming back.
Yeah. It's an old/new style. And when they first came back out, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's what we're bringing back. But now I'm getting into it more. I don't know if I can
We'll take the bucket hats over low-rise jeans any day.
Do not. Don't you dare bring back low-rise jeans. I feel like it is. I'm into like the cargo pants that people are wearing. I'm into that.
Oh, yeah?
Like that with your fake Nike Dunks. There you go. That's all you need. I haven't actually tried that yet, but I'm into that. I'm in my jumpsuit era. Or jumper, sorry. Correction. Anyways, back to the book.
I feel like we can't keep on this book tonight.
I'm like ADHD.
Okay, so just like a little bit of a rundown of the book. Yeah, so we find January moves to the same town as Gus, and their next door neighbors, their decks kind of like line up with each other. Yeah. And she's there because it was her dad's house that he was cheating on her mom with.
Yep.
So that's kind of a not great part of the story, but she's there trying to figure out like what to do with it. She's like,
she's poor.
Broke. Yeah. No. Dumped, broke, sad, all the things are wrong with her. And she meets him. Gus, it's not like the best first meeting. Like he seems kind of like grumbly and stuff and like not a good neighbor. And then they kind of just keep like talking a little bit.
Well, they find out that's her like college nemesis. So they realize obviously, okay, we do know each other. And it was awkward. But like they also had this one moment in college that like they were really connecting. A moment. Dancing. They were dancing. You can always connect with people when you're dancing.
Honestly.
Bridges are built when you are dancing. Yeah.
And then they come up with the deal that they're going to try because they're both having like some writer's block. They come up with a deal. They're going to try and like write a book like the way the other person would write. Yes. So he's going to try and write a romance novel and she's going to try and write like not a romance novel.
What did you think of Gus's book? Do you remember at the end? She finishes the book. Sorry, I know we're jumping to the very end.
I'm trying to remember what happened.
Basically, there's the cult.
Yes.
Which is like a theme throughout the entire thing.
Yes.
And then they end up escaping and driving away. And then a meteor hits.
Yes.
The woods around it. He gets distracted and gets in a car accident and they die.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. He stayed for two things. Okay. He stayed true to his roots. And then he told her that if he was with her and they died together like that, it would have been ending on a positive note.
He said it was a happy ending because they both were happy at the time and they didn't see it coming. Sure. I don't like it. I don't want to read a book like that.
Well, I feel like he stayed true to himself.
He did. I'm saying, I was like,
I forgot about that.
Ew,
until you said
I don't
it.
like that. But I understand it's totally like what he was, how he writes. So I get it.
Yeah. So, but as they're like writing, they both take each other on the weekends to do things that would like help them.
Yeah.
So she's taking him on like basically romantic dates. He's taking her to hear like horrific stories
from the cult.
It's a good time.
People affected by the cult.
Yeah. It's a great time. But as they keep going, they're like building this little love story.
Of course.
Yeah.
They love each other.
And then when it like kind of comes to a head, she kind of realized, or he tells her like, oh, I was married. I'm like getting a divorce. It was this bad situation. So it kind of messes it up.
That was frustrating to me because she was so angry with him for not telling. And I'm like, that was a part that frustrated me. And I understand you want people to be honest.
Yeah.
At that point in the book, had she been honest yet about all of her stuff? I can't remember.
I don't think so. But one might argue she wouldn't have acted that way had her dad not have been cheating on her mom. Because in the book, she talked about like that really, she was upset because he didn't say, I'm still married, technically.
At that time, she didn't know he was still married. She just heard from Pete that they're divorced. So at that time, she didn't know that detail that they're still married.
You're right.
So she was just mad that he didn't tell her any of that information. And I was like, that's super private information.
Yeah.
He's embarrassed about that. He doesn't want to bring it up all the time. He even got his tattoo covered. Like he's trying to get rid of this out of his past. And whatever. He's still married, but like he's trying to divorce this woman.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, I could see how that would be frustrating if she knew that, but I don't.
That's true.
I don't remember at that time. I don't think she knew that yet because I think he ended up telling her, yeah, we're still married, but I'm trying to divorce her.
Yeah, because he like disappeared because he went to like go get his tattoo covered and then
meet her.
He met up with her to talk. Yeah.
So that did frustrate me how she was like, she got so mad at him, and then when she found out whatever he told her, she was like, I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know. She was just so mad at him about that.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't like it because I'm like, everybody has their stuff. You know that. Mm-hmm. So just give people some grace here, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a book. I realize.
Yeah. So then basically the wife ends up coming back saying like, oh, I actually would like to get back together. Ugh. So he's telling January all of this, and he kind of goes about it like in kind of a like mean way. I feel like not mean, but like
you think he might be saying I'm going back together with Naomi, but,
because he's like, oh well, she asked like if I could see myself with her, and I could, or like, you know, whatever, if I could see myself getting married, and he's like, well, then I realized I could see it with you, and you're like, and then they get together. And also she gets closure about everything with her dad too, because she finds all the letters about like how much he loved her and how she was like his world. I cried. I cried. It was sweet.
When I read that, I was like, I have to do that for my kids. I need to write them letters every year for their birthday. And
I didn't read those.
The letters?
I didn't read them. It felt like it would be sad, so I did not read them, but I got like the gist.
They're sad, but they're also really happy.
Yeah.
At the same time, but I get it.
You should write them letters. That's really sweet.
I think, isn't that cute? Really I know, but I'm like 2 years behind. Because he wrote her a letter on the day she was born. She's like, "You're perfect," and all this stuff. It was really sweet.
Yeah.
It was mostly just about like how great she is. What?
You could pretend.
I could pretend. I know.
Or go back and write about what you thought when they were born.
Yeah, I could do that. But that's a great idea.
I feel like every parent should do that.
I think that's a really good idea. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. And then they can like, I don't know when you would give it to them. Like maybe their 18th birthday when they're going off to college or something. I don't know. If the day they get married, I don't know. But like that would be, I think, a really cool thing. Yeah. Yeah. But I loved those because it was like, yes, she is his whole world. Yeah. And he was very like, he was just showing her exactly who he was. And he's like, I'm a human and I'm really messing up right now. Yeah. And like, I liked how he wanted to tell her about the affair. Yeah. And mom didn't want her to, which I get that. But like, he was like, no, I want her to like still love me for me, even though I've done these bad things. And like, I didn't like the dad throughout the entire book. And then I liked him after the letters. So
it's
like
very transparent and
extremely transparent. And like, also then you do find out it still doesn't make it okay, but that the affair was like very small amounts of time. Yeah. I thought he was literally from
like a double life.
I thought it was a double life. I thought he had a second family. I thought there was other kids. Like that's what I thought was happening. Still totally sucks. Still totally not okay. absolutely. But it was nice to know it wasn't such an extreme, like,
oh, for sure.
I have a second family in another state. Yeah. Still bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still in a little bit of trouble.
You really suck, sir. But that was really sweet. And like her birthday was the code for the save. Yeah. That would be insane having to go to that house.
Yeah.
Oh.
However, though, my thought during it too was like, okay, I don't know how Matt, like, obviously I would redo stuff to make it my own, but like if you had a beach house that was left to you, part of me would be like, okay, let's make the best of this.
Well, yeah.
Especially if there's a hot guy living next to you.
Exactly.
Perfect. Done.
Wonderful. Because it was
Sign
probably
me up.
already paid for, but maybe she wanted the money from the sale too.
Yeah.
Probably just like, I can't live here, I guess. I don't know. That I haven't experienced that, so can't say what I'd do.
Yeah.
But
it'd be tough to give up a beach house though.
Agreed.
But sounds like she's moving in with Gus
yeah.
though.
Okay, the proposal was so sweet.
Yes.
It was so sweet. And then he had the letter he wrote out, because they used to hold up letters to each other across like the
Taylor Swift love,
literally,
or You Belong With Me video.
Okay, that song and music video were my entire life.
I remember watching it like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that could be me. That could be me. I remember making multiple music videos to that song.
Really?
Especially with Ashley. We did a bunch, and I was like,
you should try and find them. What were they on?
It was at her house, so I wonder if it's on something from her family's, you know?
Oh, man.
I'll have to check with her and see if they hopefully didn't delete that amazing treasure. So
like, what's this crap? Yeah, but I really liked the book. It really is the perfect, like, beach read.
Yeah, it was really good, and I still felt like, okay, Happy Place. I was like, I was like literally fawning all over Happy Place. I was like, the writing was so descriptive. I felt like I was there the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that for this one. It was still
I agree.
Absolutely amazing writing.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel literally transported to a different place. So I listened to this book because I felt like I didn't have enough time to read it.
Yeah.
Obviously had plenty of time to listen. And then I re-listened to like half of it again.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to just soak as much of it in as I could. And listening to it back, I was like, oh, I really like this. Like, just, she does still have descriptive writing. It's just a little bit different than Happy Place.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So I'm excited to read the rest of her books and see like how they all compare and like just the different stories. But I did really enjoy it. It's an easy read. Mm-hmm. Her writing is super easy to read. And like, I don't know. It feels really real. Like I feel like some romance books, it's just kind of, it's all a lot more superficial and corny.
Yeah.
But like, these are like real stuff that's going on.
Like they're having trouble. Even in this one, there was like some mental health stuff in there.
For sure.
He talked about medicine. He talked about therapy. Like I feel like she doesn't shy away from like, oh, sometimes life is really shitty.
She definitely does not shy away from that. And I feel like that's way more real than like everything's happy and great. Yeah. No, it is. And it's still happy at the same time. I don't want to read a sad book. I already made that clear. But like.
Yeah. But even Happy Place, like, wasn't...
No, it was more sad, more intense.
But it wasn't, like...
But it was still so warm and happy at the same time. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed her writing. Big fan of Emily. We love you, Emily.
We really need... Like, I really want to go to, like, a book signing.
We totally could.
With, like, because she's from Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like her or Christina Lauren or...
Yeah, I don't know where they are.
I don't know. But I think that would be really fun.
I agree. I think that'd be awesome.
We can invite her on the podcast.
Emily, come to our podcast.
We're international. We have lots of followers.
Yes. Yeah. We have a lot of countries.
We really do. That's pretty cool. We could reach a
lot of people, Emily, and sell some more books for you.
Duh. Did you have any other thoughts on the book?
There was an author's note at the end, which normally I wouldn't read anything like after the book ends, but it was just playing in my ears, so I heard it. And it was her talking about, it wasn't actually Emily, but it was her talking about how when other people ask her what the book is about, she's like, oh, it's two writers that swap genres and it's their love story. And she said if other writers ask her what the book is about, she says it's about writer's block. When she wrote this book, she was having a ton of writer's block. And then that's how she made this whole story, because she was struggling so hard to write a book.
Wow.
So I think that's just cool. Like,
that is cool.
I just can't even imagine being able to do something like that. Like,
yeah.
Can you? It's like a superpower that you're able to literally write that book.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that like it's easy, because clearly it's not.
Yeah.
But like that you could make that, and it's an amazing book. Like I can't even fathom.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing story, and it makes sense. And it's beautiful.
We loved it.
That was me, my mind exploding.
Our summer series is like going so well. All the books I've loved.
Yeah, I agree.
Just super excited.
We've got People We Meet on Vacation, and then Meet Me at the Lake.
Oh, I'm so excited to read that though, even though I'm a little nervous.
I'm nervous, and I feel like I'm okay because it's going to be fine, because I've heard a lot of people say it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because I feel like I'm not expecting a lot, and so hopefully it'll be chill.
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to top every summer after.
It's not going to.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm giving her credit because I feel like it would be really hard to top that.
Oh yeah. So I'm excited to read it. Yeah. I'm not expecting to be like completely blown out of the water, but I'm pumped. And then Summer of Broken Rules.
Yes. Somebody else just told me how much they liked that book.
Oh, cool. I haven't heard a ton about it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to read that one. It's cute too. I like the cover.
Yeah. We
have to go to the book loft and grab that one.
Oh, please. All I want is to go to the book loft with you and then go to Stoff's next door and get a coffee.
Yes. You have to do that some weekend or whatever. Also, I know it's the summer right now, but I can't wait for the fall. That would be the perfect day.
Yes.
In the fall.
Yes.
I would love it.
Just sit there for a while and read.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
And we still have to try that Korean hot dog place.
Yes. Is that near there?
No. Okay. I don't know.
Well,
I think that one's in the
same
short
day,
run.
2 different days. We can do.
Let's just hang out every day.
Perfect. Perfect. What are you reading right now?
Well, I just finished the other book today that I finished. I'm glad my mom died today. I finished it.
I saw that. What did you think?
I'm horrified for her.
Yeah.
She literally went through everything.
Yeah.
And it made me really sad. And I feel sad that we all didn't see it.
Yeah.
And just she was so funny and she provided us a lot of laughs, but it makes me really sad that it just goes to show that you literally never know what's going on with people.
1,000%.
Her mom sucks.
Oh my gosh.
She did everything to her that horribly that could be done to somebody.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just felt really bad for her, but I think she's really brave for telling her story. And I'm sure
1,000%.
it helped a lot of people.
Probably.
Too.
And it was probably good for her too, therapeutic to just talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard a lot of people like that book helped me so much with my stuff that I dealt with. But yeah, it's such a good book. It's heavy.
It is just really
so
heavy.
Everybody knows it's a heavy there's heavy material in it, but it's so funny. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
And tells her story just super honestly and funny. She turns it, into something good and it's a good book, though.
I did. I'm glad I listened to it.
Good.
And then I'm going on vacation, so I'm taking People We Meet on Vacation to read, and then I think I was going to take the second book of the Wallflower series too.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to read that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think I would need probably 2 books to
I
take
think
on
so.
vacation.
And then you can always go to a bookstore down there.
Oh,
Beachy bookstore. You have to go. And then
I will find one.
Yes, I need to know everything about it.
Okay. I'll try and make a reel.
Ooh. Yeah, we're trying to figure out the real situation. I don't feel like I say I'm not tech savvy, but then I do edit the podcast. I'm like, Brooke, if you can figure out how to set up these 2 mics and edit this podcast.
It's a struggle every time.
Oh, guys, I'm always like, it's not going to happen. We have to cancel the whole thing. Literally every time. If I can figure out this, I can figure out how to make a reel.
Yeah. We're trying.
We're trying, guys. We're trying. Yeah.
What are you reading?
So I obviously just finished Beach Read. And then next week I'll probably start People We Meet on Vacation.
Yeah.
I don't know if have you been on my Goodreads lately?
I haven't looked. I've only gone on to update my stuff.
I have currently 5 books that I'm reading.
Oh.
Not great. It was all an accident.
Oh.
So first I started Mr. Was, which is a book that I used to read when I was younger. And it was one of my favorite books.
Really?
Yes. It's sci-fi, I would think. Definitely sci-fi. And I loved that book so much when I was younger. And I even emailed the author when I was younger, because at the beginning of the story,
you emailed the author?
Yes,
that's
me and my mom did.
amazing.
Yeah, and it was like at the beginning of the story, there's like a guy and he finds this like suitcase that washes up on the beach.
Okay.
And then inside it is this story that then proceeds to be told. And so I emailed him wondering if that part actually happened.
Really?
Like, yes, with the way he writes it, it sounds like it actually happened. He's like, and this is the story. So I wondered if that actually happened.
Did he write back?
Yeah. I was like, I'm totally aware that the things in the story it could not physically happen, but did the suitcase part actually happen to you? And he's like, no, it's all a story. But he's like,
but he wrote
thank you for writing. Yeah. It was so sweet. So I don't know. So far it's good, but I haven't gotten very far into it. And then I'm still reading Devil in Winter, which is the third book of the Wallflower series. I have things to say, but I can't say them without ruining something for you. So you have to read the second one.
Okay.
Actually, you have to read both, or at least start.
I might just take them both because those are short books. I feel like if
you're into them, they're super fast to read. Yeah. But I stalled out on that one, but that was more because like I didn't feel like I had as much time to listen, and also there was one thing about it that I was like, I don't like it. But I can't say anything about that.
Okay.
And then I started The Starless Sea, which I've had on hold for a long time.
Okay.
It's the same author that writes The Night Circus, which I really liked. Mm-hmm. And I think it's about like a magical library, but it's I think it's Eric Morganson.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. The way they write it's just like really pretty and stuff. Like I love it. But it's a pretty big book. It's I think like 15 hours. Okay. So I like started it and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. But then I like really stopped because I was trying to get beach read done anyways. Yeah. So I'm going to try to like get those done before I start People We Meet on Vacation. Yeah. Also because we'll record that one when you get back. Yeah. So like I want it to be fresh in the brain.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, I figured we'd record it so you get back Sunday. Like we could record it like Tuesday or something. Yeah. So it's like you have a little time, or like we could do it Monday, but I feel like you might want some extra time. Yeah. To like relax. Yeah. Yeah. You've got a lot going on, girl.
I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm in like my summer era.
Yeah. You know? I love it. Well, happy Independence Day, baby. See you later. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.